Hello everybody, Dave the Rave, roving the rock here, and today I'm at Glenrosa on the Isle of Arran, close to Brodick, and behind me is the hillside where the wildfire was. It went all the way across that hill, that blackened hill behind my head, and round the corner as well and up the valley. So I'm going to combine a couple of things here. I'm going to film and also go for a run. I'm in my running stuff here, and take this little phone with me and film the blackness as I go up. The fire's gone out now. It was raining overnight. Everything's fine, but we'll just go and see the extent of it and just what it looks like once it's all been burnt like that. So here goes. Well, I think this is a good place to start with the filming at Glenrosa. I'm only maybe halfway up towards Glenrosa Bridge, and you can see the contrast between the blackened ground on the other side of the river and the untouched hill behind, and the mountains as well. And there's the other thing, so not only have you got that contrast in colours, if I bring the film back, you can see obviously the whole of that hillside is black, 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 all the way over to where the forest starts. There's the river. That's what stopped the fire crossing over to this side. You can see that all the way down. It stopped at the river, even though there wasn't much water in it. It did its job and prevented it being a lot worse. And the other way it could have been much worse if it had gone into that forest, and it was just starting to go into that forest. There was a lot of burning inside the forest in little bits, and a few trees went up, but not many, just a handful. You can see the blackness in the clearing there. So that was the biggest cause for concern there, in case the forest went up, because of course that just goes on, and it's going back towards the main road and houses and the castle and that kind of thing. Substantially more fuel in the forest if that had caught, but it didn't. So there's two good things in the one picture here. The forest is untouched pretty much entirely, and everything to my right is untouched as well. That's what the hill looked like before the fire, and that sadly is what it looked like now. And it started there, just beside that forest, where it's the blackest and the least stony. And that's surprising actually, because not many people go over there. It's a long winding path around to get there. It's kind of difficult. That's the very quiet side of Glenrosa. I can see two people over there just now, but that's because the valley's busy today, because it's been in the news so much. Normally you won't see anybody around there. They're all on this side. So I don't know what started the fire, but if it was a person, it's surprising that it was over that side and not on this side where everybody does walk on the really good path with the easy access. But anyway, there you go. So it could have been worse for those two reasons. I'll continue on up there. Glenrosa Bridge is the other side of that, and further round, just where it starts to go around the corner there. Okay, I've arrived now at Glenrosa Bridge. Everything seems just as you would imagine it should do. A picture of peace and tranquility. Very nice. Not much water in the river, of course, because there wasn't any rain for weeks before the fire came, but it was raining last night, and that's another thing, of course, that's helped. It's dampened everything down, so there's a bit of water in there. That's all fine. In particular, what's good is it didn't take the bridge out, because the fire was close to this, but didn't reach this far, and again because the bridge is just on the other side of the river. Let's have a look. There we go. Walk round. Stopped right at the river, just like it did further down. You can see the little footpath snaking along there, all the way up, and all the way along the hillside, right up to the top, and over the top of the hill as well, by the way, all the way up the valley, on the right hand side of the valley, following it up on the side of the mountains there as well, going towards the saddle. Not quite as far as the saddle, but just where it starts to rise up to the saddle there on the right. Everything's been burnt. Windy here today, hope you can hear me. There's just a small patch that wasn't burnt there. There we go. Everything untouched on that side. Okay, so this will give you an idea of what it's like to be standing in the middle of all the burnt stuff, because that's exactly what I'm doing here. There's the bridge over there. I'm on the other side of the river now. It's as black as night, all this stuff. As black as could be. Apart from the rocks, of course, standing quite starkly in contrast. Look at the depth of that blackness. It really is properly devoid of colour and life, of course. And the other thing about this is I could smell it on the way up the other side of the path, but it's even stronger here, of course. The smell is almost overpowering. It's very strong, and I suppose it smells a bit like the smell you would smell from a wood fire, wood smoke, which is pleasant. But this isn't a pleasant smell. It's kind of a choky smell, like catches your throat. It's not pleasant. It's reminiscent of wood smoke, but unpleasant kind of wood smoke. And it's strong. Well, I'm just stopping here. I think this is as far as I'm going to go. So there's a good contrast with that big rock there and the hill behind. Of course, you can see the entire hill's been burnt, all of it. And all the way up there. I'll go up to the top of Goat Fell. There you go. Contrast again. Well, that's 2,800 feet up, so you can see this fire went quite a height. And that's the saddle. A nice big contrast between the peaceful tranquility of the bridge and the fire that raged all the way along the other side of the hill. Still standing, and that bench there as well, but not by much. A bit like St Paul's Cathedral in London. I remember when they bombed London in the war and everything around St Paul's Cathedral went up in flames, apart from the one thing that you'd really most not want to go up in flames, and it stood proud at the end of it. That's a bit like this bridge, isn't it? Standing proud at the end of it. Lives to fight another day.